Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Zebra, and I'm here at Alpro Pharmacy in Seremban in Malaysia, and joining me is YC. YC, thanks for joining me.
Hi Andrew, welcome to Alpro and welcome to Malaysia.
Now tell me, YC, what is your role here at Alpro Pharmacy?
In Alpro Pharmacy, I'm in charging of the branding, promotion and trade marketing. Yeah. And e-commerce as well.
YC, tell me a bit about Alpro Pharmacy.
So Alpro Pharmacy, by the name itself, it is a community pharmacy. But besides community pharmacy, the more important thing is Alpro Pharmacy, it is actually a platform that provide healthcare services, especially the primary healthcare services to the public, to the community and to the patients. So at the moment, we have more than 200 pharmacy outlets throughout Malaysia. We have physiotherapy outlets. We work together with clinics and provide an ecosystem of primary healthcare.
The Alpro Pharmacy business it just keeps on growing, and you've experienced rapid growth and you've diversified into different areas. What role is technology playing in helping you manage all the processes here at Alpro Pharmacy?
I think healthcare, especially primary healthcare, is a very rapidly growing industry, especially in countries like Malaysia. So in a rapidly growing industry, technology plays a very important part to enhance the efficiency of the business, as well as improve patients' journey, the customer experience, to provide a beyond delightful experience to the customers. I think that is the key element that we adopt technologies in the business.
Alpro has got an extensive e-commerce offering, and it's quite surprising to see how extensive it is. When did that all start?
So I remember about 6 or 7 years ago when e-commerce is something new in Malaysia. So that was the time that, Alpro has started to venture into e-commerce. But during that times, it was a more traditional way of e-commerce. We put up products to sell in e-commerce marketplace, and customers buy through e-commerce. But a lot of things has changed, especially during these few years. Customers require more in terms of their e-commerce experience. What they want is they want an online and offline channels experience, which we call Omni-channel. I think that is the part where we need to adopt more technology. We need to change how the way we do things to provide similar experience whenever customers walk into our pharmacy or whenever they come to our online store for any services that we provide.
I had a visit to one of your stores, and we've had a chat before, and you were telling me how you used to pick 200 to 300 orders a day in your e-commerce business, and now you've invested in some Zebra technology, the TC21 mobile computing device, and some RFID technology as well, and you've managed to improve that by 5 times.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes, it's definitely true. And it's not just that. So I would like to share you before the pandemic, before the COVID-19 pandemic, we used to process about 200 to 300 orders a day. Whenever we have peak days, peak sales day, probably about 1,000. And during that, all our staffs have to literally work overnight or 24 hours to complete the orders by the customers. But this kind of things cannot continue, especially after COVID-19 strike us. The reason is because consumers has changed the way they spend. Consumer has changed the way they buy things. So they started to go to e-commerce store, start to visit our online stores. And our orders basically increased 5-fold. So luckily, during that time, we have decided to do digital transformation. And we adopted Zebra's solution in that. So with the same amount of resources that we spent on human resource, on the products, we managed to process more than 5 times of order, and within less than 24 hours, we will be able to deliver the products to our customers nationwide. And I think that is a great leap in terms of the service.
You mentioned the word digital transformation, and it's something that keeps on ringing in my head when I observe what you're doing here. Who led that charge to have that digital transformation? Was it a joint effort, or were there individuals within the organisation that identified that we need to make this transformation?
Well, even before the pandemic struck us. So we have decided to, to set up a large distribution center, which I think you have visited. And during that time, the urge of digital transformation has started, but it was not that urgent. But the entire COVID-19 has actually fastened the process. So during that time, I still remember we debated in the board, we debated among the top management of Alpro, and we decided, it's either now or never. So that was why, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, yeah. So it is why, in the board we debated, we decide, it is now or never. And, during that time, year 2020, when everything has changed, that was the time we clicked the button.
What do you think would have happened if you didn't invest in the technology?
I think we might face a lot of challenges during these 3 years where customers change their behavior, how Alpro is going to maintain our level of service, our professionalism. So if let's say we didn't do that digital transformation decision back then, I don't think we will be able, I don't think you'll be able to see me today.
Now, this digital transformation meant you had to invest money into different forms of technology. What are some of the technologies that you did implement?
Well, lots of companies, when they started the digital transformation, a lot of investment has to be done. But during that time, we were thinking, what are the most important things that we have to do? So come back to the core of Alpro Pharmacy. In Alpro Pharmacy, our vision is to create a healthy and vibrant world. So at the end of the day, what's the patient's experience or what's the customer's experience the most important thing? So we come back to our services. When we dispense the medications, we want the patients to get the medications and take it and get well soon. But when all these things goes online, when customers place the order online for the medications or the products, how are we going to ensure that our patients get the medications at the right time and within a couple of hours? So that was the decisions that we decided to make, and we created or we invested in the concept of micro fulfillment center. So in this micro fulfillment center, the systems will be able to divert all the orders that the patients purchase online to all the outlets nationwide, based on the closest, based on the distance, as well as the availability of the products. So with that, I think I'm proud to say that today more than 90% of the orders that customers place online is able to deliver within 2 hours.
Click and collect is something that you've implemented here at Alpro Pharmacy for some time. Whenever I hear the words click and collect, I think of a lot of processes that are needed to manage those, the offering. How did you manage it?
Yeah. Click and collect, BOPIS, buy online, pick up in store, curbside delivery, all these things, it meant it's the same things. So it requires a very robust systems, back end running, to support whenever the customers place the order online. So we adopted ERP system. In this ERP system, it has a real-time synchronization of our inventory. And then whenever customer place the order, almost instant, the orders will be sent to the nearest outlets based on the customer's delivery address or the pickup address, as well as the availability of the stock. So with that, customer will be able to get whatever things they order within less than 2 hours. And I think that is very important, especially in healthcare industry, where we want our patients to get their medications as fast as possible. You imagine having a fever and you need to get your medications immediately, but the delivery guy spend probably 1 or 2 days to get your medications there. So I think that is the key point. Whenever we design some things, whether it's a digital transformation or any technologies, at the end of the day, is this technology aligned with what your business or your organizations wants for your clients or for your customers?
Well, I see you're a pharmacist yourself, so you understand more than anybody else how important it is to be accurate in healthcare. How has your digital transformation helped you to become more accurate?
Yeah. Andrew, I think that is something very relevant in our business or in our industry. So in Alpro, one of our tagline, or the most important tagline, is medication safety, our priority. And it is in our DNA as a pharmacist to ensure patient safety, the safety of medications. So from the process where we store medications, we pick the right items to the right store and deliver at the right time to the pharmacy outlet. And our pharmacists will actually go through and to make sure every single pills that we dispense to our patients are the right one. I think that entire process is the most important process in a pharmacy. So technology enable us to make sure every single process is almost error-proof. You know, yes, I mean, as a pharmacist, yes, we go through scripts, prescriptions, we make sure every single pills that we dispense is the right medications to the right patients. But with technology, all these things make even easier. So pharmacy has more time, instead of checking mundane job, we have more times to provide our pharmacy service, counseling to the patients, which cannot be replaced by technology or robots.
Customer service is a key pillar here at Alpro Pharmacy. Now, we've got the online space and then we've got the physical space. And the physical space, we can sort of control the customer service at that end a lot easier than the e-commerce. How have you tried to match that online and then into the in-store experience?
Yeah, customer service is very important in the healthcare industry as well as the service industry. So when we first started Omni-channel services, I think the key challenge that we have is to ensure every single patient or every single customers get the same level of services when they come to our online platforms, whether it's through our social medias, digital platforms, mobile apps, websites. So with that principles in mind, we actually set up a group of customer service crew comprises of pharmacists, nutritionists, dietitians, doctors, and all the healthcare professionals to be stationed there almost 24/7 to make sure every single questions or every single queries that the patients have through digital platforms, through our telemedicine platforms, are being served, are being answered accurately and professionally. And I think that is very important.
Well, I see for organisations that are looking at investing in a digital transformation, it's a daunting task. There's time that needs to be spent, there's money, there's change that needs to be managed within an organisation. You've been through that process, so what advice would you give other organisations that are looking at embarking on their digital transformation?
Yeah, when we talk about digital transformation, the first thing that come into your mind or anyone's mind probably is the resources that need to be invested into this digital transformation. And it's not an easy decision, but how to decide whether digital transformation is suitable to your organizations. At the end of the day, we have to ask the questions back to ourselves. What is the core value of your organizations? What is the core value of your services? So for example, in Alpro, our core value is healthcare, is human, it's community. So if we think and we decided that digital transformation is going to enhance our service, in providing healthcare services to the community, then the answer is yes, just go for it. Because it's not something that you will see immediate result like today and tomorrow, no. But throughout the process, you will be able to see the enhancement in terms of your efficiency and enhancement in terms of your core value. And I think that's the most important part.
YC, it's been a pleasure visiting you here at Alpro Pharmacy. Amazing business from end to end. And congratulations on this successful digital transformation. Keep up the good work. Thanks for joining me. Cheers.
Cheers.